Attention gamers. I've recently discovered some Korean Diamond E low tank fiddlesticks support rocking a 73% win rate over an immature number of games, and as someone who has been building an identity of getting flamed every game for playing fiddlesticks bot, I figured this had my name on it like boring copycat subathon ideas has FaZe Clan's name on them. But then I remembered my comments, flaming me and berating me for doing bullshit like this in ranked games.
Let's go!
And even though my argument is that I win more with this nonsense than I do playing meta ADCs, plus the quality of norms is like the quality of morals at a strip club to the point where it's rarely a 5v5, I decided to try it out in one first. So then I figured if I were to stick to norms to not offend the comment Karens while still finding a challenge enough to test this build's strength, I would need to fill my own team with degenerate losers to simulate what I would get in ranked solo queue. So I turned to my WoW guild, a group of RP dad slow reflex gamers who are everything right with the gaming community, and everything wrong for the current state of League of Legends, led by Timber Lol. Some may remember him from another video.
What the fuck?
No way she got out.
Where the fuck? How did that fucking happen? He just like slingshot.
Who hasn't played since that day, and it has shown.
Because what I've learned from Deception is you don't have to CS if you get kills. Oh fuck! Oh shit! Farts.
So today I sought out to see if WoW players can compete in League of Legends, and if tank fiddlestick support can be the glue that holds this bucket of misfit toys together. Alright, game starts out with me trying to support this Draven, which is like saying a kid's tricycle is trying to support the weight of Nikocado avocado, as this juggler is just magnetic to swaying claws, but I packed heal in the lunchbox and then I sucked him off like I'm gay for old amputees to get the kill. Draven for some unknown reason kited back into the auto attack range. Would love to hear the Candace Owens conspiracy on that mystery, but long story short, it ended in an even trade. I stay in lane with the goal of keeping the pressure on that little rug rat as Draven gets back to lane and says okay, my first order of business is to get hit by a claw before flashing towards the danger to whip a non-empowered auto at their ADC before we have to get out on account of a giant O penis exposing itself. Then in my infinite hardstuck wisdom I decided that a cross-country trip all the way up to Rift, Alaska to pick a fight with a mud slut who just got her ult would be a good use of my time. And considering my support system here was a diabetic Santa Claus who had 6 health and 7 mana, let's just say his first trip to Tentacle Hentai Land left him needing to be washed off in fountain. Meanwhile backbot, I was confused during the game, but it later became clear to me that someone reversed the meaning of poke and back out, with the meaning of all in like a dumbass in this Draven's mind, but it just so turns out I'm the dipshit who lacks confidence as he juggle cucks Grandpa Ravenclaw here, so I say hell yeah, here's a little healing touch to keep blood flowing to that cocky axe in your pants while making sure no even trades occur as a result. I then decide, hey, let's clear vision, set up a proper surprise party while Draven is like, whoa, did someone say poke, and then back off as he apparently grew up being taught that the job gets done regardless of the risk, and look who am I to doubt something that's working, so instead I just fear the adult brand Pampers straight off of this octogenarian to save the day, and then I proclaim in chat that his balls will remain cuffed in my presence. With a quick purchase I tell my jungler that when he sees me coming he can engage, but I forgot the part where he's playing a blind champion, so he dashes in before I even get to the same zip code, but not to fear, I arrive bringing more latex than a condom factory, my slogan being someone's getting fucked tonight, but thanks to a rotation from Mud Hut Martha that turns into an even trade. I know we will have about a 4-second window to engage on this Twitch, so I tell Draven to all, in which he follows the way he understands it, and then I say okay, Swain is back, let's just poke and back off, to which he nods his head and goes right in. I partake in the dumbassery, but when I see their Viego coming I think we might be fucked, and then when I see our Lee coming I know we are definitely fucked, so I choose to not participate any further. We lose Dragon because I'm supposed to be the experienced League player, and I decide the best time to go shopping is when an objective is up, while my jungler decides the best time to contest said Dragon is 6 seconds after it dies, so he dives in, but give him a break, he can't even go a whole phase in WoW without re-rolling. We all know that guy. as I then figure maybe I can brighten the mood by distributing a storm of balloon animals in a violent manner while it appears my Ari got her first solo kill ever.
I'm just fucking better.
That's fine. That's fine. That's work.
Anyways, their Swain is more out of place than a Kanye West performance at a bar mitzvah, so Draven goes straight in, to which I'm like, clowns and juggling go together like unemployment and crime, so together we commit homicide against that old geezer. I decide Draven is a lost cause and cosplay his father by abandoning him early in life because there are bigger issues like Tweedledee and Tweedledum over here losing a 2v1 to Taxidermy Tommy as I come to make sure he dies in silence. Then I head back top to hopefully make it up to jolly ol' Saint Fatfuck for the fail first gank, but upon my arrival this quickly turns into one too many spectral calamari appetizers, which long story short turns into a butt clencher. One day I will tell my kids I was good at this game. Turns out top lane is getting shoved in harder than a dick in a glory hole, and I'm not going chimney Timmy over here defend it alone, so I offer to help while Draven works from home that day. Then I head back to deal with Fiona from Shrek, who gives Dr. Avon a generous double. This opens up an opportunity to push mid, and typically in this situation you either dive the enemy or attack the tower, but our particular Lee Sin decided to pave his own path in this case. Anyways, just like in my childhood memories, this fat Santa was still delivering everything on my wish list, the top item this year being a bedazzled rat that I could freely suck off to completion. Then as we see the beginnings of an ARAM up in this bitch, I know exactly what the assignment is, and that's to put a fake fiddle Wi-Fi scanner down and then hit them with the surprise. I do no damage with this build combo, but it's enough to keep them occupied while my WoW guild pops 2-minute cooldowns to take them down. This means we have a chance to feel what it's like to actually get an objective, as I'm thinking let's force it quick while we have the numbers advantage, but Santa gets tied up watching my team's Ari flat out donate her life, so I decide to port in and test out just how beefy I am with this build while Baldy and the bearded bastard take them down. Twitch does show up trying to be the hero as he is spraying and also praying, but the only saint hearing those prayers is Saint Nicholas, who could give a fuck that he wants a dragon buff for Christmas before body slamming him straight onto the naughty list. Speaking of naughty, my raid leading in this next play was unspeakable as I went from getting hooked to interrupting a rainbow suck without climax before seeing shit go down and deciding I will just make like a tree and get the fuck out of there. Tentacle Tina is continuing to be a side lane slut, but now she's picked up her own simp who is top donor to her exclusive content. The old perv just loves seeing that mud pocket, so I figure I will show him what I think of pay pigs, only to learn that the man playing this Lee Sin is unironically blind but also never mess with an OF model's top simp in front of her, as the defensiveness left me running for my life. My KDA was still looking like I wanted to win this, but with this build I knew I didn't bring the damage I needed, so I would have to rely on finding little pedophile pockets of creepy spying on the enemy team to make sure, as many of them were terrified to find out I was watching them the whole time, and with enough fears my guild's DPS was able to focus down the ads in this phase of the fight. I then took it upon myself to make the executive decision for us to go Baron instead of Dragon. The only problem with that call was that my shot calling has resulted in me being the same rank in this piss pit of a game for 10 years straight, so the enemy team ended up getting soul, and the only silver lining in this entire sequence was that we caught the man who lost his arm from jerking it too much to thick tentacle hentai chicks and took him down. But we weren't going to let these bloodlusted minions go to waste as we pushed like we developed a tolerance to Miralax, only to be rudely interrupted by a rock who I then kept CC'd for the short remainder of his sad life. Long story short, we overstayed it. My command got caught out, then I thought I would be the hero by ulting back in, only to remember my ult practically heals the bad guys with this build, as I had to watch that muscle mommy ogre take down our hometown from black and white, and things were looking bleak. Thankfully their ADC was named after the thing his mother suppressed with copious amounts of alcohol while pregnant with him, which also meant that he had little to no awareness and was basically a free kill for us at all times. The only problem was that even though I knew I wouldn't be doing any damage with this build, I was unaware that my mid and jungler were also trying out the no damage challenge, as we clearly didn't make the DPS race on this raid boss, and let's just say the enrage is something that will full wipe a group. That said, the benefit to being tankier than a full bis prot warrior is that, like him, I too can fuck up the mechanics of almost every fight and still survive long enough for the rest of the group to come bail me out, only for me to yell tank swap as I opt into disappearing only to say psych bitches I'm back and I've brought Hurricane Latex with me as we prove that we can somehow win a team fight. Draven is calling for us to back and defend our nexus while I'm very politely telling him to shut up because in my feeble mind I figure an Elder Drake is our ticket to winning every remaining fight of the game, and it was looking like I was right until pause. Pop quiz: who wins? 3 people with Elder buff and full build or 1 Viego? If you answered the Viego then you agree with me that the douchebag at right who designed this champ doesn't get nearly enough hate threads on Reddit. At one point it does look like we are going to take down the raid boss that Lich King be real quiet around, but nope, he was also designed with ways to GTFO when the time calls, and while we couldn't get him, we did kill that mud monkey and then the geode right after. Swain was like a lost puppy with his favorite cam girl being too dead to post new content, and with half of them dead this was our moment. We got the Baron, and even though I died to the raid boss, it was looking like this would be the kill.
Big one.
Big defensives.
He's not
big
gonna explode
defensives.
yet. Kill boss, kill boss, kill boss. Let's go, boys.
Let's fucking go, boys.
Nice work.
Dude.
In celebration of downing the dude who we thought may have been tuned too strong for any raid group to take down, we stomped down the base, and that's how the story of a bunch of WoW players trying out League of Legends ends. But for those of you who are into alternative endings, here was one I was toying around with. Subscribe please, Rav out.